Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the panel members for the extraordinary general meeting of Deccan Gold Mines Limited. We have the requisite member present for the quorum. Currently, we have total 43 members present for this meeting. I now hand over the proceeding to the chairman. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, shareholders. I am Kailasam, Chairman of the Board of Deccan Gold Mines Limited. Today is Wednesday, March 26, 2025, and the time is 11:30 a.m. I have joined the meeting from Bangalore. At the outset, I welcome all of you to this extraordinary general meeting of Deccan Gold Mines Limited. This meeting is being held through video conference in accordance with the circular issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. Before we start the main proceedings of the meeting, I would like to introduce my colleagues on the board and management. I welcome Ms. Deepthi, Mr. Elango, and Mr. Dinesh Gandhi of directors who have joined remotely. I also welcome Dr. Hanuma Prasad Murali, Managing Director, Mr. Subramaniam, Executive Director and Company Secretary, and Mr. Karunagaran, Chief Financial Officer, who have joined the meeting from the company's corporate office at Bangalore. I confirm that statutory auditors and the secretarial auditors are present for the meeting through video conferencing and welcome them to the meeting. I have been informed that the requisite quorum being present through video conference to conduct the proceedings of this meeting. Participation of members through video conference is being reckoned for the purpose of quorum as per the circulars issued by MCA and Section 103 of the Companies Act 2013. I call this meeting to order. I now request Mr. Subramaniam to provide general instruction to the members regarding participation in the meeting.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Members may note that the EGM is being held through video conferencing in accordance with the provisions of Companies Act 2013 and circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. Facility for joining this meeting through video conference or other audio means has been made available for the members on a first-come basis. The documents related to EGM, including statutory registers and other documents, have been made available electronically for inspection by the members during the EGM. As the EGM is being held through video conference, the facility for attending the meeting through proxy is not allowed, and any proxy registered for inspection is not available. The company has received requests from a few members to register them as speakers at the meeting. Accordingly, the floor will be open for these members to ask questions or express their views. The moderator will facilitate the session once the floor is open for questions. It may be noted that the company reserves the right to limit the number of members asking questions depending on the availability of time at the event. The company has provided the facility to cast votes electronically on all resolutions set forth in the notice. Members who have not cast their vote electronically and who are participating in this meeting will have an opportunity to cast their votes during the meeting through the e-voting system provided by LinkedIn Time. Members are requested to refer to the instructions provided in the notice or appearing on the video conference page for seamless participation through video conference. In case members have any difficulty, they may reach out on the helpline number. Thank you very much. Over to the chairman.
Notice is already circulated to all the members. With the consent of members, I take the notice dated February 14, 2025, convening the meeting as read. We now come to the formal proceeding of the meeting. I will now take up the resolution as set forth in the notice. Remember that we are not taking hand vote here, so I will just read out the title of the resolution. Approval of material related party transactions between and or amongst in any manner or combination the company, its subsidiary and associate companies for the financial year 2025-26. The text of the above resolution along with an explanatory statement has been provided in the notice circulated to the members. Now I request the managing director to make his presentation.
Thank you very much, Chairman sir. Good morning to all the shareholders. Once again, it is pleasure to come back to you, give the operational updates that the Deccan Gold Mines. I would like to go through a small presentation. I'm sure that most of you are very keen to see where the projects are and what are the timelines, how the progress is being made in each and every project. So we have compiled about 5 or 6 slides for each project, and I would like to show them once it is on the screen. You know? Is it? 1, 2, 3. Ask him whether they can be. Ashish? Ashish?
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah, we can see the
Sir,
screen.
it is visible.
Okay, okay. Next one, please. Yeah. So these are the projects on which I am going to speak. Obviously, the first one is the Janagiri Gold project, and the second one is the Argentor, the gold project in Kyrgyzstan, then the lithium tantalum project in Mozambique, and followed by 3 projects, that is Finland, Balukona, and Ganaju. Of course, that also I need to make a mention of it because there are certain developments. Next one. In terms of Janagiri, I think this is the project which most of our shareholders are following on a daily basis. They would like to know what is happening with regard to the project. And as you all know, recently we had a successful public hearing that was conducted on 18th of February. We have updated the market with regard to this public hearing, which was very successful. And I must add that in the last, I don't think any other project in the 10-year span, before actually commencing the project, 2 public hearings were held, and then both the public hearings, were successful. It's only because of our continuous support that we are getting from the public and the local community, which I think it's hats off to the company and the personnel who are working there. So public hearing is conducted on 18th. It was successfully completed. Subsequently, Environmental Clearance Committee in Delhi have taken note of all these documents, which we have uploaded to them. And in fact, yesterday there was the Environmental Committee final meeting was held. It went very well. And I must again congratulate the team of Geo Mysore, which has put a lot of effort to take this to this level. The environmental committee meeting was very good, and they have asked us to submit some information, which we have been doing it. So hopefully very soon we will have the good news from the environmental committee, that is MOA. Apart from that, once that is done, the file will come to Andhra, and Andhra government will approach them to issue the consent to operate. And that is when the project we can get into the full-scale production. I'll come back with the timelines and all at an appropriate time, but all our shareholders can be very sure that this is going to happen very soon. The next one is we have been drilling in the project, and there is a resource update which is going to come. As you know, this project has about 13 tons of gold as on today, which is proved, and we have been drilling in the west block, south block, and also in the east block, which some of the cross sections we have put in here, and that has increased the gold resource. My understanding is from 13 we would have already reached to something like 17, 18 tons. As I think we have already presented these things on our website, I request all the shareholders to look at the website and the presentations, particularly on the resource position. We anticipate anywhere around 30 to 35 tons of gold to be proved in this project in the next 2 to 3 years. So we are progressing well in that process. And exploration, as I said, currently focused on the west block and recent drill west, south, and both the blocks. Drill results indicating potential to increase the existing resource. And GMSI as of today surpassed about 40 kilometers of drilling. That means around 40,000 meters of drilling has been conducted. So this project overall, the life of the project, though in initial phase it's going to be about 10 years, but it will be expanded, I think multiples of 10. That's my personal opinion. But technically, it looks that it is going to happen like that. Next one. So this is the KL file of the Janagiri project area. I think this is available online. Many of you also can see it. You can see on the far western side, the pilot plant area. In fact, some of the shareholders have visited this place as well. You can see the development that has happened in this project area. You can also see the water reservoir and the tailing dam. in the eastern side, and you can also see the processing facility that is being built. Some work is still has to happen, but you can see now. I think these images is the first time I am showing it here. It is of course available on the public domain. The next one. This is slightly more enlarged part of the processing facility. Actually, this is uploaded about I think about few months back onto the Google. I'm not very sure, but as of today, if you go, you will see this one. So you can see the tremendous progress that has been on this project as well. Next. So coming to the second one, that is the Altintor gold project in Kyrgyzstan. Again, I must reiterate, this is one of our key projects because here we hold about 60% in the project. So it is our subsidiary and we have the responsibility to develop this project as well. As I said, before the winter, we started off the civil construction and expansion of the existing processing facility, particularly the leaching part of the plant. We have stopped for some time because of the extreme winter conditions during which we cannot do the civil construction work. Again, we have started in this month. As on today, about 24 construction personnel, specialists are on the site from India, and there are about 60 people from the local. They are also working there, and no new civil contractor has been engaged. All the designs have been done, and equipment have been almost completely manufactured. I think by end of the April, equipment will reach the site. I'll show some pictures as well. So the construction work is in full swing. Though as of today, the temperatures are about -5 and -6. I hats off to our even the Indian workers who could sustain those extreme heights like 3,400 meters above mean sea level. That's where they are working at the temperatures of -12, -14. But still work is going on in full swing. So, I mean, we are hopeful to complete this within the time that has been envisaged previously. Apart from the construction work, we have the resource update is in progress. I think this is also we have updated to the market. We have drilled few holes below the existing pit, and that pit, those drill results I have shown here. 7 meters at 2.92 grams, 9 meters at 4.88 grams per ton. They are very good intersections, and we are now very hopeful that this ore body extends further down, which means that will increase the resource. At least I am sure that it will going to double the resource over a period of time. Of course, this will not happen in a year or so, but eventually the project life, it will expand. So this to conclude on this particular resource program, we are going to do some more drilling, which is expected to be completed by the end of April or maybe by June. And by end of June, we'll have a new resource report. What it does, once we have additional resource, that automatically increases the value of the project and also the life of the project. As we mentioned previously, these areas probably we have to mine through underground operation. Next one. So this is the area. Now you can see how the landscape is on the extreme left side. Within the shed, you have the ball mills, which you are not able to see it, and there are ball mills, and you can see the leaching tanks that are being fabricated now on site, and you can also see the crushing system, which is of course open. That is almost done, and there are tailing dams to the west of that one. I could not get the full aerial view. Probably next time, in another month's time, when there is a significant progress on this project, I will be able to show it. Next one. And the third one is the Mozambique project. Sixth place. This is the, as you all know, this is related to the critical mineral segment of our portfolio of our company. There are 6 licenses which are either transferred or the transfer is in progress. They are mainly for lithium, cesium, and tantalum. And our geologist there holding a big mica plate that contains a lot of cesium and rubidium in it, apart from lithium. So these are the areas that we are currently exploring, and the due diligence process is still going on the tenement packages. Field camps have been established. There are about 6 to 8 people who are already working on site. resource local geologists are also added to the team, and field mapping continuous and focusing on two areas with the prior small scale mining activities. So here the samples have already been sent to SGS laboratory, and we are hoping to get the final reports by May. Once we have those reports, we will plan for the construction of the processing facility, that is the flotation plant, 200 tons per day. That is the current plan that we have. So most likely by end of this year, we should be able to produce a good quality lithium, cesium, tantalum, hopefully beryllium concentrate as well from this place. And in the meantime, direct shipping ore of lithium is also going to be exported. And I think you also, most of the shareholders must be following up the developments that are happening in terms of lithium processing in India. Today also I have seen one of the companies in Nagpur, they are going to set up a downstream lithium processing with an end result of producing lithium batteries in India. So if we are successful by setting up the processing facility, I think the lithium concentrate and also other concentrates would reach from Mozambique to one of these refineries in India. So that is always has been the strategy as a part of this Atmanirbhar Bharat. Next one. Yeah. So there are three other projects. One is Finland. As I think we mentioned previously, Finland, we have all the licenses in place. Exploration work is going on. Two of our team members are already on the site. They are doing the work. And there is a small open pit mine. It's a trial mine that we wanted to start in summer of this year, starting probably from July, August. That is the plan. So that small open pit has about 1,500 to 2,500 ounces of gold, roughly around 50 to 70 kilos of gold that we want to extract, and we want to use either a small pilot scale plant or give it to a third party to process the gold and give us the gold, process the ore and give us the gold doré bar. We are clearly on it. Deccan is in fact investing into this project also, because this pilot plant and pilot mine would show us the true potential of this mine, which eventually will develop into a small to medium sized underground operation. This is a high grade ore, and it's a narrow high grade ore. Most likely it will go as an underground operation. The next one is the Balukona nickel project in Chhattisgarh. As you all know, we have got this license. We have we won the auction in this one, and a lot of work is required before executing the license. That includes clearances from the forestry as well as Indian Bureau of Mines. I'm happy to announce that both these clearances we have obtained about 10 days back. PCCF in state of Chhattisgarh, they have approved. That approval includes the entire drilling plan and so on and so forth. Another scheme of prospecting has been approved. Now the successful bidder letter and execution would probably happen in the next week or couple of weeks. That's what we are hoping to complete it. And market will obviously update it. This is one of the very key projects. As you all know, India doesn't produce any nickel, and this is one such project in India, probably one of the first projects from where nickel, copper, platinum is going to produce, subject to the successful completion of the feasibility. The last but not the least, this is something again all our Deccan shareholders are keep very close to their hearts. That is the Ganajur project. Again, we have updated the market with the news that there was a court hearing, Supreme Court decision. Supreme Court has given a judgment that some of the these kind of cases, like SNA cases, can be heard and can be taken forward based on case-by-case basis. So that means wherever there is a significant progress has been made in terms of licensing, those cases have a fair chance to go forward and get the mining lease. So as you all know, in terms of Ganajur mining lease, we have already obtained the prior approval from the government of India. So I think among all the cases, ours is the most progress, if I may say so. So there is a fair chance, and we started corresponding with the State Department. We have already communicated to them, and they have responded asking some queries from us. Obviously, on one hand, we are fighting in the court along with the Indosil and others in Supreme Court and individual in the High Court. But at the same time, we are dealing with the State Department to resolve this matter as based on the court judgment that has come recently. And obviously, we hope scenario out of this market will be updated on a regular basis based on the developments. Next one. So these are the updates on the project. And before closing, I would like to add few points from my end, from the management team. Obviously, there is certain amount of frustration and there is a certain amount of concern when there is a delay in the execution of the project, particularly tonight, because we hear it from the shareholders. They keep writing letters to us. But I think we also need to understand these projects, though it is delayed, but we are making sure that it is definitely executed, and we are putting all the efforts to take this project forward. I mean, I would like to emphasize on a couple of points while we are on this, particularly on Pranagiri. See, when we started off this entire project, the capital expenditure that was sought for this project is upwards of 350 crores. But you know, when entire in India, the corporate India is facing inflation and all the budget estimates have gone beyond the primary estimates or the first estimates that they have made. We in the geometry we are able to actually do this project at around 180 to 200 crores of the capital. We actually brought down the capital, and we must congratulate the team for doing this one. And of course, we are doing the same thing with the Kyrgyzstan project as well. And any project of this sort would involve multiple things. You need to deal with the multiple governments and multiple stakeholders that includes the local bodies, communities, and various other people here, and also the fabricators, the equipment suppliers, which obviously took some amount of time, which we have not anticipated. Please remember, this is the first project that is happening in India as far as the gold is concerned, and this is the first project for Deccan and EGM as well. So some of the timelines which have been told to the market have we are not able to complete it within that time, but we are making sure that it is happening. And you all know in the mining industry, some of the projects have been languishing for many years, but we made sure that this is come to the final stage now. And apart from all the complications that we have in the construction and other things, we haven't anticipated the environment related issue, because initially we were told that it doesn't require public hearing, it doesn't require going forward. But when it actually required, we again made sure that the public hearing is completed successfully, and even the environment meeting in MOF has been done very well. I cannot say successful because we haven't received the order yet, but it has been done well. So we are making sure that these things are being done positively, and also it's not with the big staff, it's the limited staff that we have. And you know, one of the main reasons that this, as I said previously, 2 times public hearing has been held, and both the times we were successful in the public hearing is because of the massive support we have from the villagers. I think all the shareholders should appreciate because of the leases, the community relations that we have built in. I don't think any other company has done that kind of, I mean, many companies would have done, and not that. But what we have done is significant to the community, that too in a very backward area of Andhra Pradesh. There are about 500 families who get about 3 crores of lease amount every year. 500 families are directly affected in a positive way, affected by this project. And also about 150 people are already employed. Most of them would have been migrated to Hyderabad and Bangalore if this project has not come out. 150 are employed, another 250 are first employed in the next 2 to 3 months by the time we get into the production. So that is the support base we have. That's why we are able to come out with the flying colors whenever there is a public related issue. And for a company like us, which has been dormant for many years, this is a massive experience. We are able to set up, within the next few months, we are able to set up a gold mining project in this country, which has not happened in the last 80 years. So I would request all the shareholders to take note of these things and appreciate. Yes, there is a delay. That everyone has to accept, particularly from the management side. But these are the things that have been done on the ground to take this project to a logical conclusion. And when it happens, every one of us will feel that lifetime dream is fulfilled. And apart from that, while actually doing this Donagiri project, we are not only executing the project, we have, from Deccan's perspective, we have built other assets all over the globe. Now Deccan is present in 3 different continents and multiple minerals, essentially precious and critical minerals. And we have been successful raising some funds. Okay, we can always argue the kind of fundraise that has been done by pledging the shares may not be very ideal, but we are making sure with these funds we are executing the project and putting Deccan on the map of India as the gold producer, other critical mineral producer as well. So these are the steps I know many of the shareholders do appreciate but from the management perspective, we would like to appraise these things, inform the shareholders what is happening with regard to the project or the project. And of course, we keep getting some mails, which obviously I would like to respond as well. There are 2-3 points. One is some of the shareholders like Lions Gold and all, they are selling the shares in the market. What is the reason whether they have confidence in the project or not? These are the mails that we have been getting. Though I cannot speak on behalf of or the management cannot speak on the behalf of the shareholders, but whenever we interact with them, they also don't like to sell out, but because of their business requirements and or whatever it is, they have been selling some shares. But it is not because they don't believe the projects or the growth of the company. It is nature of their business, which from the Deccan management is not helpful of it. We cannot do much about it. And the other one is another question that has been asked. Why you are diluting in geometry? Yes, that's the point. And when we started off, it was 40, now we have come down to 30. But we also need to remember one thing. We are not just one project company. I think from the beginning, we have been articulating, at least in the last 3 years, we don't want to be a one project company. And we have other projects, like the Kyrgyzstan project, where we own 60%, and the revenues coming out of the project will come into the books of Deccan. And being a subsidiary, we have a responsibility to take care of it. So our revenues, our resources, we have to distribute, see that all the projects are developed. We have a much bigger portfolio. And whereas coming to Geomysore, it's not our subsidiary company. Yes, it's a high EBITDA mine. I don't deny that. But at the same time, look at Kyrgyzstan is also going to deliver a high EBITDA mine. Actually, if you see the gold waste, what is the gold that we are going to get, Deccan going to get out of Donagiri, and what is the gold that we are going to get out of Kyrgyzstan? You will see when Kyrgyzstan project starts producing, most of our gold is actually coming from Kyrgyzstan, because that's our subsidiary. And we own highest stake in it. So we have taken a conscious decision from the management perspective to develop both the projects. So when some of the money that we have raised is going into the other project, obviously dilution is going to happen in other projects. Having said that, we will try our level best to raise some more money and try to increase our equity in Donagiri project. So towards that end, we are discussing with some of the professional fundraising agencies. We'll come back to the market very soon on that. And this will be very structured fundraising. very soon we will implement it. One of the reasons why we also want to have this beyond July, because by then, hopefully both the projects come into the production, then Deccan will have a credibility of having two mines, and then funds can be raised for the expansion. As for the running of the projects, luckily we have the money, whatever money that we have raised is going to take us to the next level. But as a plan, we are hiring a professional agency to do the largest fundraise. And you will also be very happy to see, because of our progress that we are making, there are, I understand, some of the ETFs from Singapore and others, they are taking shares in our company. That means it's actually becoming a more global than we think. I think once we get into the production, we will clearly see what is the impact this company has on Indian precious metal industry itself. As a Deccan shareholder, I am proud of it, and I think most of all of us are very proud of us managing this. So my only request is, don't judge us based on some drop in the share price or increase in the share price, but you see what it has been set up on the ground and what path we are taking. Thank you very much. It's a bit lengthy talk, but I thought I should articulate to the shareholder about the things that are happening and that are going to happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prasad ji. I think you have made a substantial briefing to the shareholders, which is a welcome feature. They should be aware that what the company is doing and what the board is taking note of the developments. Now I request Company Secretary to provide some brief points to the shareholders with regard to the Q&A session.
Before we go live, Q&A. Kindly once you have asked your question, each have 2 minutes for them. And avoid repetition.
We can't hear you well, Subbu.
Each shareholder from the can and avoid repetition and smooth flow of questions. The board will respond after all the questions have been taken. Now over to the moderator to call out the speaker. Ashish.
Thank you, sir. Our speaker number 1, Mr. Satish Shah, is currently not present in the panel. And speaker number 2, Mr. Manjit Singh, is currently not present in the panel. So I now invite our speaker number 3, Mr. Anil Mehta. Mr. Mehta, you are in the panel. Please start your video and you may ask your question.
Hello.
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 Sir, you are audible.
Am I audible? Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, moderator. This is Sanjay Mehta. Attend this meeting from Mumbai with my all the family members. They are also the shareholders of the company. First of all, thank you to the DGML board for their given the nice presentation and given the clear view of the company's future. And with thanks for this, and we are also supporting all the resolutions. And on this, the company will reach in a new heights. And also thanks to the our CS department, led by Mr. Subramaniam and director for their cooperative and supporting nature. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Mehta. I now invite speaker number 4, Mr. Yusuf Rangawala. Mr. Yusuf, you are in the panel. Please start your video and you may ask your question.
हेलो गुड मॉर्निंग सर आपका आवाज आ रहा है साहब
Sir, you
आपका
are
आवाज आ
audible.
रहा है हेलो
You are audible, sir.
यस सर पहले तो अपना आपको सर पहले सुब्रमण्यम साहब आपका स्पीच सर आई वाज वेरी हैप्पी एंड वेरी प्राउड सर डेक्कन गोल्ड सर आपने बताया देयर आर 3 रेजोल्यूशन वी आर गोल्ड प्रोजेक्ट आपने बताया सर नाम में मेरे को प्रोनाउंस करने में सर मैं नहीं बता सकता हूँ वो आपने बताया सेकंड पॉइंट सर उसका मैं जानना चाहता हूँ गोल्ड प्रोजेक्ट सर जो प्रोजेक्शन है वो कभी कंप्लीट होएगा सर वो जो आपने बताया वो कि क्या ऐसा कुछ नाम है? मैं नाम में प्रोनाउंस बराबर नहीं कर सकता हूँ। आपने बताया गोल्ड का वो कभी कंप्लीट होने वाला है सर, वो प्रोजेक्ट जो आपने बताया, और हो सके तो आप सर हमें फैक्ट्री विजिट कराना है सर। सर अभी बहुत साल हुआ सर, 5 years वी आर गॉन, वी आर नॉट केप्ट अ फिजिकल मीटिंग सर। पहले यू केप्ट अ मीटिंग एट बांद्रा सर। तो मैं हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट, मंथ ऑफ मई अथवा जून, तो कैन यू कीप अ स्मॉल शेयर होल्डर स्पीकर मीटिंग सर। स्पीकर के लिए सर एक छोटा गेट टुगेदर रखिए सर, सो दैट वी कैन मीट यू सर एंड वी कैन हैव सम चैट विद यू सर। This is my humble request, sir. Now Corona is gone, sir. Why not keeping the get together the physical, sir? This is my humble request, sir. No more question. I support all the resolution and I thanks our link people who are the excellent services, sir. Link people, so Prasan and his team, and also thanks our madam, company link madam, link madam Sarita for giving us very excellent services and providing a very excellent link, sir. And nothing more to add. I wish our company good luck. फूलों की खुशबू, कलियों की बार और गोल्ड स्मिथ का हमेशा साथ रहे सर। वी विल विद यू सर। आई वोटेड इन ए फेवर ऑल द रिजोल्यूशन, तीनों रिजोल्यूशन में मैंने फेवर में वोट किया है सर। नो मोर क्वेश्चन। आई विश आवर कंपनी गुड लक। थैंक यू सर। कैन आई स्टार्ट माय वीडियो सर? ओके सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। जय हिंद सर, जय हिंद।
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf. I now invite speaker number 5, Mr. Ankur Chanda. Mr. Ankur, you are in the panel. Please start your video and you may ask your question.
I am audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Okay, okay. Good afternoon to everyone. Sir, I just want to say that our corporate governance is too good. तो सर वैसे तो दिक्कत है नहीं, लेकिन सर थोड़ा सा हम लोग एफर्ट थोड़ा सा ऐसा कीजिए कि फटाफट हम जो है प्रॉफिट में आए, क्योंकि मैं आप बोर्ड तो हमारा होगा ही बुलिश, लेकिन मैं इस शेयर में बहुत बुलिश हूँ और मैं इसकी ग्रोथ बहुत ज्यादा देख रहा हूँ आने वाले टाइम में। लेकिन हमें और मैनेजमेंट को थोड़ा सा एफर्ट और ऐसा करना पड़ेगा कि फटाफट हम प्रॉफिट में आए और हमारा प्रॉफिट बढ़े धीरे धीरे, तभी हम इसमें जो मैं अपने मन में जो टारगेट, वैसे मैंने आपको बोला था कि मैंने टारगेट बहुत ऊंचा रखा हुआ है, लेकिन मैं उस टारगेट को तभी देख पाऊंगा जब आप लोग मेहनत करेंगे सर, और रिटर्न जल्दी लाएंगे उसमें और थोड़ा सा प्रॉफिट ज्यादा लाएंगे। बस इसी कामना के साथ आपसे वो करता हूँ कि भाई आप थोड़ा कीजिए ऐसा कि प्रॉफिट बढ़िया आए। धन्यवाद सर। बाकी सीएस डिपार्टमेंट बढ़िया काम कर रहा है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Mr. Ankur. Speaker number 6, Mr. Sarvajit Singh is currently not present in the panel. So I now invite speaker number 7, Ms. Lekha Shah. Lekha ma'am, you are in the panel. Please start your video and you may ask your question.
Hello, am
You
I
are
audible,
audible,
sir?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you are
Thank you,
audible.
Ashish Bhai. Thank you, Ashish Bhai. Respected Chairman, sir, Board of Directors, and my fellow members, good afternoon and regards to everyone. Myself, Lekha Shah from Mumbai. First of all, thank you, Prasad ji, for such a informative and wonderful presentation. Again, since LinkedIn time, allowed login without any problem. I would like thank them for their best services, especially Ashish Bhai. चेयरमैन सर, मुझे कुछ इतना अच्छे तरह से आपने समझाया, सब देख लिया हम लोगों ने, तो कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछना है नहीं। ये लास्ट में मैं और यूसुफ भाई हमेशा मीटिंग में रेगुलर स्पीकर हूँ। सुब्रमण्यम सर को हम लोगों ने रिक्वेस्ट भी किया था, सर हमें जरा कॉन्टैक्ट कर दीजिएगा, कभी फोन कांटेक्ट कर दीजिए। और यूसुफ भाई बोला ऐसा जरा गेट टुगेदर भी कर दीजिए हमारे लिए। हम सुब्रमण्यम सर तो हमें अच्छी तरह से जानते हो, ऐसा नहीं आप दूर है हमें नहीं जानते सर। आप प्लीज हमें जरा कांटेक्ट कर दीजिएगा। आई स्ट्रांगली एंड wholeheartedly support the special resolution for today's meeting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lekha ma'am. Our speaker number 8, Mr. Raj Gopal Nayak, and speaker number 9, Mr. Naresh Kachalia is currently not present in the panel. So I now invite speaker number 10, Mr. Chandra Gupta. Mr. Gupta, you are in the panel. Please start your video and you may ask your question.
Hello. All. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So, thank you for the presentation. Like it was very informative. So, I had like few of the points were covered, which I had questions on. Few things are like on the timeline which you already spoke during the presentation. So the timeline which is moving right from December 24 it moved to Jan, and then again requirements of the meetings and approvals were there. Then Feb recently on Feb there was a meeting. So because the timelines are constantly getting extended or it is moving, as a shareholder we are little the confidence or the commitment which the company is providing, uh, we are uh, what do you say, we are not able to gauge, like कि एक टाइमलाइन अभी दिया गया है वो एक्सटेंड हो जा रहा है, काफी बार एक्सटेंड हो रहा है, वो एक कंसर्न है क्योंकि when you tell something कि ये टाइम पे हो जाएगा 1-2 months here and there is fine, but when continuously things get changed, right, it becomes little difficult for us to have kind of trust. ये मेरा फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन था. And the second one was again on the Lions Gold mine, which why it is constantly selling shares of Deccan Gold mine. That was one more question which I had in my mind. I understand what you spoke is, we like you as a management don't have an authority or something like why they are selling or the reasons, but that is indirectly impacting the valuation, the brand value of Deccan Gold is what I feel. So on the market, obviously that creates an impact, right? That the shares are getting sold, so it impacts somewhere. The brand valuation gets impacted. The share value also gets impacted. So that is my second question. And the last being Jonagiri Gold Mines, the stake which has been reduced from 40% to 30%. So these are the questions which I had in mind. Apart from that, I feel the company is doing great and we are progressing. But yeah, somewhere if the progress is little bit forwarded or it comes faster, it looks good, because when we see the gold prices are increasing, but when we see the shares, our shares, they are they are increasing, but the pace is very moderate, or it is very slow is what I feel. So yeah, that's it from my end. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now invite speaker number 11, Avinash Mule. Mr. Avinash, you are in the panel. Please start your video and you may ask your question. Mr. Avinash, you may speak now.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Team Deccan, for your dedication and efforts in initiating the mining project. I just congratulations to all actually. Basically, I have three questions. The first question is regarding the PR agency. We frequently discuss engaging a PR agency, but however, we yet to see concrete discussion or advertisement taking place. Actually, it is essential to prioritize the PR activities seriously. So, can the Deccan Gold address this matter with the high urgency? Actually, I hope this time we move forward with a clear plan rather than it remaining unimplemented by the company for the PR. The next question is for fundraising. Okay, just now Hanum also updated that, but we need some concrete strategy to secure the funds for both Finland and Tanzania also. Okay, so what strategy we are going to implement? And you know that already we faced many challenges in the fundraising. So these projects also get impacted in terms of the delivery. Okay. The third question I want to ask for the shareholder representative. Okay, as we see that we request multiple times for the investor calls, but management may be busy in the investment okay, in their work actually. So just to safeguard the interest of minority shareholders, we request to add a shareholder representative in the board of directors also. Please consider this proposal on high priority and let us know if any action is required from shareholders to start this process. Yeah, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Avinash. I now invite our 12th and last speaker, Mr. Rajaram Venkataraman. Mr. Rajaram, you are in the panel. Please start your video and you may ask your question.
Hello.
Sir, you
Yeah,
are audible.
am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Yeah. Very good morning. At the outset, I would like to congratulate and thank Mr. Anuva Prasad, Mr. Subramaniam, our chairman, and all the staff who have been working very hard to see that this very first gold mine becomes operational very soon. At the same time, I would like to request that since this is a new project, so what are the risks have you identified in terms of operation? And once the production starts, that there is goes uninterrupted, and if there is one machine failing, should not stop the entire production. This one, and similarly, whatever produce what we are doing, the gold coming out. Have we already got the people to purchase? All the entire supply chain in terms of up to sales, commercialization. Is it all taken care? And what are the risks identified in the whole process so that there are no further delays in terms of earning revenue and becoming profitable? That is my major question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rajaram. With this, we complete with the speaker shareholder queries. I now hand over the proceeding to the chairman. Over to you, sir.
Devendra Gupta sir is there, no?
Sorry, sir.
Mr. Devendra Gupta needs to be invited as a speaker, so we send you a message.
Okay. Done, sir. Mr. Devendra, you are in the panel. Please start your video and you may ask your question. Mr. Devendra. Mr. Devendra, you are in the panel. You may speak now. So there is a echo and background noise.
Hello.
Mr. Devendra, request you to kindly log in with a single device. You have login with a multiple device. Mr. Devendra.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. So good afternoon to everybody. Uh, my compliments to you and your team for the excellent work you have done. Thanks for the presentation and thanks for hosting me at Yonagri for 2 days. So I think it was worth spending time, money and effort. I think it's a world-class plant, I can say, with my visiting multiple of factories, especially your testing plant is excellent. As usual, I have few worries. Now, one thing which you have not told shareholders today is that while you have public hearings happened, I would like to know exactly what are the next steps towards production. So, what are the 1 or 2, 3 key activities which will happen before production starts? And typically, I'm not asking you to give a production date, but typically, how many days it will take for each activity to be completed? Because as we have heard all the speakers, the biggest concern is the shifting date, of course, which has not been your control, and you guys have done a wonderful job. Secondly, I think I saw nothing on Tanzania today in the presentation. Because, there were earlier updates and there were earlier presentations when you were talking about, samples being taken out and sent for results. Is there any progress there? And I think the earlier gentleman talked about risk, which is my favorite question. So can you please tell us which are the 2 risks you see in each of the countries where you are present? And my last question is to the board. As usual, I think I've been reiterating over years. I think I had a lot of hopes with the new directors coming, Mr. Lango and Mr. Dinesh Gandhi, but I think nothing concrete has happened. I talked last time also that the importance of having a strategy meeting, which Mr. Lango said would be held off-site, importance of having investor calls, importance of having a risk management policy, processes. You have done a great job, but I think processes are still weak. And since there's a lot of volatility in gold, it's a high time board needs to put a hedging policy in place. My request to the independent director is that kindly please take over these things with the management and see they are completed in the time bound manner. Because I know when I visited the company for 3 days, everybody is so hard pressed for things. They have conflicting and burning priorities every day. But for protecting minority shareholders' interests, it's important that these things are put into place. And lastly, as a shareholder invested in 20 years, I know what is happening to the dividend policy because you will have full year of production this year. You will have cash flows coming from 3 operations. So when and how you are going to reward the shareholders? Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Davinder. With this, we complete with the speaker shareholder queries. I now hand over the proceeding to the chairman. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Ashish. Now, if any questions that can be answered by Mr. Hanuma, I now request him to provide an answer.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think some of these questions I had briefed during presentation, but I still would like to respond. One of the key questions that is the timelines. A frequent change of timelines causes some concern, causes some worries, but that's the nature of business. As I mentioned, there are multiple government departments. Sometimes we have surprises. Kind of equipment that has to come from overseas, it got delayed because of reasons beyond our control. So next time, this is a lesson and experience for us as well. Having been doing the first project in India of this kind, and for the company as well, this is an experience for us. I think next time we'll be pretty sure on our timelines or take more time to complete these kind of projects. And in terms of one of the there are why public hearing has actually happened. There is a provision in the environment. We knew that we had to get environment clearance to run the plant, but the advice given to us is if bulk of the plant is already constructed, then you don't have to do the public hearing. It is just a paperwork. But then when we actually went to the committee, some of the committee members said that it took a lot of time. And the previous one was about 10 years back, so on and so forth. So then they suggested, why don't you go for the public hearing? So that's the reason why it also went to public hearing. But otherwise, there is definitely provision if bulk of it is construction is already done, we don't have to do it. So that's the reason why it has been done. The other one is sale of the shares by the shareholders, particularly Alliance Gold. I mean, I did speak to them multiple times. I requested them that it is causing problem in the market and the impact it has in terms of credibility of the company, various other things, but particularly the market perspective. But the only answer that I was getting is they had some emergency in their business, so they need a bit of a liquidity. So they continue to sell it. And beyond that, we must say that we tried, but we were not successful. And the other one is the PR agency. PR agency, and we hired ad factors. But one of the issues that we did face, whenever we advertised or made a bit of a PR effort, it has a direct impact on the way the project was developing because of inherent issues in the project areas, particularly in India, not necessarily outside India, but in India. So we had to tone down a bit on this PR exercise, and whenever we did the PR exercise, people are looking mainly from one project, that is the Indian project, and emphasizing more on that also was causing a concern to us. But now, having said that, we are almost through with that project as well. We will have a definite definitely go to the PR agency, and we are talking to them. We'll come back to you very soon on that. And in terms of, I'll come to the risk bit later. Now, in terms of Tanzania, yes, I actually missed out on this. We have identified few zones which we are going back to do some trenching work and hopefully some drilling work in this season. I could have actually included in the presentation. I missed it out. So there is work going on, and we may also get in some other partners to do this kind of work. Of course, there are multiple things that are going on with that. I will come back on that. And another important point is the risk with regard to the project, particularly the operational risk with the Janagiri project, and also the gold production, sales, supply, how it's going to happen. In terms of the risk, always one of the major risks in this kind of project is the social license. I'm not talking about the technical risk, but the risk as far as the social licensing, the community is concerned. I think we have worked out pretty well, but there can always be surprises from the community because there may be police-related issues, may be hyped up for various other reasons. So those things on real-time basis we have to handle it. That will, like any mining project, that will remain as a risk, whether it is a serious risk or a moderate or a low risk, that is going to be there. And in terms of technical operation, we have taken sufficient buffer. Like if I give you just an example, there is a crushing circuit, there is a milling circuit. From the crushing, it has to come to milling. If there is any problem in the crushing circuit, then ore will not come into the milling. If you want mill, then you don't get the ore. So to mitigate those kind of risks, we create a stock of the crushed ore so that mill will get the feed till the crusher is satisfied. Similarly, we do with the mills also, and also there will be buffer tailing, leaching tanks and so on and so forth. Those kind of technical risks have been taken clearly. And as far as the other technical risk is actually mining and recovery. Whether proper grades are mined on the site, for which we have we have with some of the experts in the world, like Andrew. He has been doing it for the last 25, 30 years. We brought him into India. He accepted to come and stay with us, join the company. So we have a lot of work to do in terms of grade control. That is very critical aspect in gold mining. And also the recovery, how the plant is run. So we have a standard operating procedure every time that is tweaked. And I think all of you should know that we have an on-site lab on real-time basis. Every part of the processing flow, process flow is being sampled and analyzed so that there is no loss of gold or whatever gold that we are expecting is coming out. If there is any problem, then immediately we will tweak. So there is a standard operating procedure how this has to be done. Even lab has been established on the site already. All the equipment has been brought in. So these are some of the risks that you can have with the gold mining operation, which have been significantly mitigated. And the pollution risk like tailing dam, cyanide, all those things have been sufficiently addressed, and there is a way of doing it as well. Now, the other thing is in terms of gold sales. What happens on the site, we produce gold wherever. And for a very simplistic way, you can say that is 90% purity or about 18 to 20 karat gold that we produce. It will still have other metals like silver, etc. That's called gold doré bar. That Dore bar will sell it to the refinery. There are refineries in Bangalore and Hyderabad. Those refiners, what they will do is, whatever the gold content is there in that gold Dore bar, they will give the 24 karat gold price of Indian Bullion Jewelers Association of that day. So this is a standard mechanism in India that now Hatti also does, which is the only operating gold mine in this country. So we will sell it out to the refiner, and then they further refine it and sell it to jewelers. The other option we are considering is setting up a small refinery, which won't cost much, but then we can go ahead and mint the coins as well. That's the second line of thought that we have, but we haven't implemented that fully. It is only thought as on today. So these are some of the risks, and this is how the process flow is going to happen. Yeah, I do take some of the points of Devendra Gupta ji, particularly on the policies, the dividend policy, etc., which is under preparation. One of our team members has been doing it. Initial drafts have been prepared. We are finalizing it. Very soon we will be able to circulate. And it is true that we didn't have any shareholders calls, etc., in the last few months or more than a year. But once we settle down with these two projects, I assure you we are going to have a regular shareholders call as well. So I think these are some of the points which I can respond right here. And other things I would like to, management would like to come back. Come back, maybe we'll respond directly to the person we are asking these queries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prasad ji. Please note that we are always happy to answer questions that you may still have, and we welcome you to email your queries to us, and we shall respond promptly as always. The Board of Directors have appointed Jay Shah, Rati Associates, Practicing Company Secretaries, Mumbai, as scrutinizer for the e-voting process. Further, I hereby authorize the Company Secretary to declare the results of the voting and place the results on the website of the company at the earliest. The resolutions as set forth in the notice shall be deemed to be passed today, subject to receipt of the requisite number of votes. Further, the combined results of remote e-voting and electronic voting at the venue, along with the scrutinizer's report, shall be communicated to BSC. The results shall also be placed on the website of the company and link in time. The results of the poll shall be displayed at least 3 days on the notice board of the company at its registered office and will be placed on the company's website. Also, the scrutinizer's reports will be placed on the website of the company and on service provider's website www.linkintime.co.in within 48 hours from the conclusion of the EGM. May I request all shareholders who have not cast their vote, please vote as per the instructions given in the notice of the meeting. All the items of today's EGM have now been transacted. With this, the EGM comes to an end. Thank you for attending the meeting.